You know how I do.
However, Song of the Siren disjointed the fight and came back in favor of Fnatic.
And we're back. Game number 2 of this best of 3, a very high value best of 3 for both teams as they're both competing with ostensibly their tournament lives on the line. I'll tell you what, man, they blew through this draft. Usually right about the time they're picking their last heroes in the first pick phases when I run the intro. And yeah, they have already made it this deep. So let's just talk about the draft and nothing else. Tidehunter, Skywrath, Invoker, and Slark picked up from DK. Invictus, they snagged the Ogre Magi and Shakiro themselves this time. Looks like they like the way that worked out. I think they'll go again. And Ember Spirit as well.
Yeah, actually, DK have 3 of the 4 heroes that they had, or sorry, 3 of the 5, I should say. But only 4 drafted from last time. Invictus Gaming holding Jakiro and Ogre yet again. I think they're just fine with drafting the Jakiro after that last performance. And I would imagine they actually banned out liking themselves. Like, all right, what's the first? I can never remember in the middle of a draft. I can always remember in the beginning and the end. Do you know who had first pick overall?
First pick this time was Invictus Gaming.
Invictus, so then the next ban comes out, then they get last pick. Yep. I can never remember in the middle of a draft. I always remember at the end and the beginning. But Necrophel's coming up for IG. Pretty popular hero in the Western scene. It's getting a lot more popular in the Western scene. I don't think we've seen it a whole lot in the East, have we?
Not that we have, no. I tell you the truth, I think we've only seen him played once, even in the West. Remaining. We saw it. We've seen it banned a few times. Koikva played it. I think that's the only time we've seen it played.
Remaining.
Okay. I mean, perhaps in D2L. I've seen it a lot in just in pubs and
across the board, yeah.
And other tournaments, yeah.
But Necro's an interesting hero to me. He does when you talk about what a Necro can do, at least I struggle to be like, oh, he's really awesome at X. The thing is, he's just miserable to deal with, man. He can completely change a game with a very good Reaper's Scythe. Going against him in lane is miserable. You're just going to burn through your regen so quick. He scales very well. And he's very hard to bring down. He just tends to hang around in fights, be impossible to cope with. Great carrier for a mech if you want to prioritize him that way. Definitely think he deserves core farm at least for the first few minutes of any game. But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about the hero and where he stands right now?
I like him when he's built a certain way. Like, I really like the Blink Dagger Rush, like Tread's Blink. I think that Blink is the best way to really get the full effect out of him, because since they changed his ult to, if you get it, if you get the ulti, and it's very nice to KS now, but you want to KS, even if they have just like 50 HP, because it adds 30 seconds flat to your duration, which is massive right around the time you get your ulti. Like level 6, you hit kill anybody, support or core doesn't matter. Like, you're dead forever. Like, think of a support Crystal Maiden running around who's level 4 and you're level, and everyone else is like, level 8, level 9 or whatever, and she dies and she's dead for like 45 seconds. It's a long time to be dead.
Oh, yeah. It matters a lot in early snowball lineups too. Like one of the things that we've often seen that literally keeps teams in a game, even whenever they're falling way behind, is the fact that it's still early in the game and their respawn timer is so low. And this takes that out of that. Like you said, imagine a team snowballing and they've got a heavy push lineup, and now they've got a Necro with a mech at the front of it, and they kill, say you catch out their Brewmaster and you're the team with the Necro, and you manage to hit him with a Reaper's Scythe and he didn't use Split. Now just think how much extra time you've bought for your team to just run over people.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point too. Like it works really well in pushing lineups just for the reasons that you mentioned. It's going to be a Lina last pick here for Invictus Gaming. We saw Kabu play this yesterday, just dominated on it. Was it Kabu, I think? For I think it was Tofu and just destroyed.
Yep,
it was actually against the IG.
Yep. I was going to say the same thing. And it's going to be Chizbug this time. Going to make sure I hit the overlay this time. That's like the third or fourth time I've done that in my career. Is just like, and it always is when I have to reconnect. Like I'll hit the wrong button, or I'll accidentally, line up the same overlay to come up again, and then I just turn it off in my mind and then go straight to watching the game. But thankfully, it was a game that honestly the tail end of it was not worth much. It was just one team literally killing the other like it was a bot game. So not much lost of value, though. Again, do apologize to the viewers and appreciate everyone on Twitter letting me know. Thanks, guys.
Now, I think Slark was picked up before Necrophos, if I'm not mistaken, which is actually kind of fun for them because I've said this before, but Slark is really good against heroes that have the potential to blow them up, but are very squishy. Because then, since they're squishy, you can just get in their face and not worry about casting your ultimate and like being under harm's way. Like heroes like Terrorblade, Panda, Necrophos. So you can get in his face and just jump at him and not have to worry about a Reaper Scythe coming your way, unless you really screw up. But
that is one thing I would say about IG Squad this time is, they get their Jakiro and their Ogre again, and they're going to go aggressive with it. And they're going to, I love this. I love aggressive tri-lanes with a Necrophos at the front of it. It's a question of how DK is going to adapt, though. If they dodge, then we may see IG adapt. And, Necro's just as miserable, if not more so, in a one-on-one lane. But yeah, like a lineup like this that has one tanky hero that's just a bulldozer, one who's a great follow-up, and if she can hit her combo, just nuke someone down. And then Necro is going to perpetually keep anyone in that lane down to about 3/4 to half health to begin with, and you just burn regen over and over and over again. He last hits fairly well. His animation I don't think is great, but usually you can get some good last hits, and you have sustain for your own side with his heal with Death Pulse.
Yeah. And they've blocked out the pole camp for sure on the side of IG. They're actually very close to this Tide Hunter who has boots first and looks like he's going to be soloing in the safe lane. Lots of pooling going on from DK, and it's going to be a Slark mid with 3 pool tangos and a poor man's shield. And if you look at CTY on the Invoker, he's got 3 pool tangos as well. Interesting stuff.
How do you like this mid matchup, Slark and Ember?
I think Ember will be fine. Like, thing is, Slark is probably not going to do that much magic damage to get rid of the Flame Guard. If he attacks him a ton, then Ferrari could be under some trouble, but I think Ferrari can just CS safely with Flame Guard on.
We'll keep an eye here for the moment until Action looks like it wants to join at bottom. They are keeping Cold Snap back quite a bit right now, and June is just having a whale of a time farming up. And, again, at top, it is going to be the solo Jakiro, so Luo there. I think I would have liked, I don't know. Yeah, they're actually going to TP out. This is what I was talking about. I think they adapt this because there's just no reason, really, for them to leave 2 supports down there whenever the chance for aggression, 1, isn't going to be there, and 2, they've already adapted. And now that it's a 2-on-2 here, I, again, kind of like Luo's chances, especially now that he's got a Fire Blast coming from Chuan to finish. Chuan played a phenomenal game last game, and good body block from CTY is going to keep XBG alive, but he's going to take a lot of damage, but he'll be able to regen that as he has put his first point into Quas. Now, I actually see a Light Strike Array, caught Black Z. There's a nice fissure, though. June has to eat his way through. The Anchor Smash not on the mark, and IG is able to retreat. With the new look of the lanes, how do you like both sides' chances?
I think IG's is a bit better. Like, Necrophos is very, very good against melee heroes for the reason that you can level up your Heartstopper with a ridiculous range. It just constantly dwindles them down. And because they spent so much on both, like the support spent a lot of gold on sentries, obs wards, pooling, triple pool on 2 different heroes. They don't have much regen themselves. And it's hard for them to actually sustain in lane. Like you saw the Skywrath took that damage, no health potion for him, so he has to kind of like just sit there and regen forever or just go back to the base.
Radiant's middle tower
2-minute runes up, Dreamy U. I'll find a bounty. And didn't see who got the 2-minute at bottom. But anyway, early CS, Ember's at 11, Slark's at 3, so this is definitely Ferrari's lane. We're going to see a bit of damage done. He's going to turn around and hit him with the Searing Chains and go right-click for right-click. And here comes his bottle, so he might actually be able to get a kill here. Yeah, he's got to play way far back. Like, if he comes out at all, Ferrari can potentially catch him with the Searing Chains. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he could just press his luck and chance it, maybe, and just go for it. No, he didn't go for it. Wasn't feeling lucky. Unfortunately, he used that level 1 Flame Guard before he hit level 2. If he waited a second, that would have been a lot more damage.
Very close to being first blood. Got hit with a death pulse and almost died because of it. But yeah, just look at the health perpetually down here. Cold Snap hasn't done much but walk around in the backfield and not get attacked, but he's still losing health, still having to burn through his regen. Black Sea has burned through his regen entirely.
Burn your fingers.
And just that one value point Heartstopper aura is terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Look, they have no other regen really for XBG. And Earthshaker's a one-hit wonder early on, and his stun's not even that like damaging. It doesn't really do much. And they all got low levels. They're
oh wow!
What the?
Ferrari just fed. Chuan. I thought for sure it wasn't going to kill him. Chuan rotated through the jungle right here, came around. Ferrari dove the tower, started getting shot by the tower, and Chuan couldn't get a fire blast on, only got an ignite, so the Slark just ran. He's all the way back at base now. But right at the tower, he died the tower damage and nothing else. Now we're going to see Chizbug in some trouble in bottom. And there's going to be an Arcane Bolt. Don't think it's going to kill him, though. And June just continuing to be miserable. Yep, going to catch him. This is going to do so much damage. Look at this. Boom. And June could just stay on him. Like, if he can get off one more auto attack, he might be able to kill him with the Heartstopper aura.
Yeah, he needs...
Like, if he just keeps chasing him.
Oh, no. He's so close. He's not going to get it, though. He's actually going to suicide himself. That's really close because there's a chance that the Heartstopper actually gets that kill.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, in mid, what I was trying to recap, Ferrari just basically died the tower damage. Like, basically nothing but that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't see it, but, I mean, he's vastly out-CSing. 24-9 to 7-4. So, yeah, I favored Ember, but not this much. Like, he is just owning him.
And this is bad news for DK. You can't have your mid doing this unless it's like a Magnus, and even then it's pretty bad. And Dreamy U, just perpetually low health, only has 1 tango left. He's got to get something working. Meantime, Luo spots XBG, just wanders right past him in the middle of the night. They excuse me. They have gone back to a pure aggressive tri-lane at bottom now.
Radiant's bottom tower
and IAG, they pass right by each other. There's a Fire Blast, follow-up, Light Strike Array, Dragon Slave. June's there with the Death Pulse, and there you go. Easy kill.
Yeah, the good thing about this laning phase, too, is that, oh, hold that thought, XBG, he's going to get caught by Searing Chains. He is completely dead. Ferrari can use his Remnants if he really wants to, but he's not going to. Stun comes out, but it's futile. He's still only level 2. And this is another very big one game early on from IG. All lanes are winning. Luo's going to go back up top and farm that and at least push and pressure the Invoker out. But yeah, the good thing too about this lane against, well, any lane against Tidehunter that IG wanted to put up against him is that they're all like magic damage. And Tidehunter, like, his Anchor Smash isn't going to reduce that much effective damage coming from them. Their damage is coming from spells, not from auto attacks.
Yep.
So it's not really that effective.
Chuan pinged out. XBG got eyes on him. Chizbug's right on the other side. He needs to be careful. He gets caught with a Fire Blast. He's in trouble. And looks like they are going to go ahead and bail out. They have Cold Snap there in mid to try to help as well. Look at these 2 aggressive wards they dropped, by the way. And one's about to expire. That one's been there a while. But this one behind the tower, they just want to dive. Speaking of dive, how about another dive on Dreamy U? Ferrari using his haste rune. And takes a lot more tower damage. Will be able to get his CS on his way back out. But here come Chizbug and Chuan back to maybe attempt to dive the Tidehunter. He's not level 6, and yep, they're going to go ahead and cut the creeps. No reason not to. There's very little Black Sea can actually do about this without getting himself killed. Which
this is no, yeah. Smartly, they need to back up. The other heroes were coming in for support, and they're fighting into a Tide that's relatively tanky. So that would have been bad. If they had the Necrolite ulti, maybe they go, but he's not 6 yet. He's very close.
Dreamy U put a hurting on Ferrari there, but I'm actually surprised he dark packed it whenever the Flame Guard was active. Just a waste of damage and a waste of his own health, but able to shadow dance his way to safety, and Ferrari was run out of the lane momentarily. Back now, though. But Black Z's getting closer to 6. I mean, if he gets to 6, there's always a good chance. Do like the Invoker against the Ember, as you have taught me and many of our viewers, the fact that the Tornado does purge off his Flame Guard. That's a pretty big deal in terms of his early combat effectiveness. Black Z still not 6. They do want to go on June. There's going to be a Fire Blast coming from behind. Here's Chizbug. Light Striker Ray got June. And there's going to be the Reaper's Scythe. And Tide's down for a while. They're also going to get the Slark. So they sold out on the Necro, but he gets the last laugh. And XBG's going to make it 3 for 1. 6-2. IG once again destroying and dismantling DK in every possible way.
And that's like a 46-second death timer for a Tide who is level 5 at 8 minutes. It's ridiculous. The Necro's already up and running. Going back at the top to farm, and he's still got 20 more seconds on the sidelines, poor Tide.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it doesn't sound like much. It's like, well, average game's 40 to 60 minutes. It's only 30 extra seconds. But at this stage of the game, it is. Like, Tide should have been TP'd back in here by now. And if he is, maybe they're able to keep this tower up. Maybe they're able to deny it. Maybe they have enough personnel to make that happen.
Yeah.
But no, instead, just free one.
And extra time on the sidelines is Cold Snap is 100% dead here. I think there's a double damage. Nicely done by Ferrari. And June actually, he does die up top. So nicely done by XBG and the Invoker. He just died and just TP'd up there, so not too bad of an exchange there for DK.
Yeah, not too shabby. Finally getting themselves a kill on the board. CTY, his farm, significantly better this time, but still quite a bit behind his counterparts. The Necrolite and Ferrari on our Ember Spirit. Bottles himself a bounty room. 10-minute room is going to be coming soon, so that bounty had been there for a bit with no one picking up. Reaper's Scythe is off cooldown. And yeah, it's going to be just a straight mech build on June, as expected.
Yep, I'm not the biggest fan of mech, but I guess it's still fine if you farm it very quickly. I like the Blink build for the reasons that you can just get in a better position to really burst someone down with your ulti unexpected. That's my favorite way to build him. I think it's the most effective. It's just working around the ultimate. So Blink Ags, Dagon. But he's going for more of a 5-man kind of build, which is still fine, and I think it works well with THC or Jakiro.
Slark still trying to play catch-up desperately. He is less farm than the Tidehunter, who was under tri-lane pressure and lost that lane tremendously. There's going to be another smoke now out of DK. This will be big if they can get a pull on June, but June's baiting. He's got teammates behind him. If they commit to this, it could go very badly. They need to get him quick. And yep, there's a concussive shot. Chuan pulls back, and they're coming in. Here's Tide. Tide does have Ravage. This is going to be a big win for them now. With Tide there. Oh, nice Light Striker Ray. Got 2. Now they're chasing in, and here's Ferrari. We're going to see the Ravage, but it does very little. Slark just whiffs on the pounce, but he does manage to get the Dark Pack damage. Another well-placed Light Striker Ray from Chizbug. Ends up being a 1-for-0. And that's not awful for DK, certainly. At least they came out ahead, but now they're going to be able to press the attack back onto them. They're all very clumped up. I'm surprised Ferrari didn't go forward there and try to sear chains a couple. That's because he didn't have Sleight of Fist, just came off cooldown.
Yeah,
but now they may be ready to push the tower.
I don't think you can bait the Necro until he gets mech. If that's what he's going for. He's just too squishy. Like 900 HP is not really all that much on a hero that's going to be taking a lot, like the brunt of the damage. So they needed, if anything, the Jakiro to be there to throw an ice path down and stop their follow-up. He does have a Yules at another extremely early time, just 10 minutes basically, 11-minute Yules, something like that. Ridiculous.
Ferrari man moding it out. Cold Snap's hidden over in the woods. CTY is there as well, and Black Z. Gonna be Yules. There's the ice path. Did not get the Invoker. Macropyre did go down, but they do catch CTY. with a big follow-up, and he's down. Cold Snap coming out to try to find some. No, he should have just stayed put. He's probably dead now. Yep, there's a well-placed ice path as Luo is making it a route. They're going to get all three. They get the tower. They get all three. And who's this? It's Dreamy U chasing down June. And he's going to get some help from a Jakiro. And Dreamy U better run. There's the ice path. No, he used the last of his mana. He had enough mana for an ice path, but he chose to use the Yules. Now they're going to collapse to mid as 5. I really like seeing IG play this way. Really like seeing him play this way. We're going to see Cold Snap chased down by Ferrari. Ice Path follows it up. He's right back down. He just respawned too. And this looks familiar. Those who are still angry with me for messing up the overlay for the last few minutes of Game 1, this is what it looked like the whole time, I promise.
Yeah, this is scary. Who needs late game when you got all these kind of heroes to just run at people and run at them well? Like, they don't really have a late game centered lineup, but they don't need it because their heroes are not only are they effective in pushing and just totally magic and bursty, but they're actually easy to play too. Like, there's not much you have to do. It's like point and click. Yules, no, really, like Yules, you click on them and then you throw down the ice path and you just click, like you just keep clicking on them. There's nothing that's too crazy except outside of the Light Strike arrays that you really have to have any kind of skill shots. But yeah, and the mech I think is up on Necro, at least it should be. Yep, just bought it, so it's going to be a whole new world as far as trying to actually burst him down now.
And another smoke out of IG. No one going to be home, at least for now. 2 targets over near mid lane, Black Z and XBG. And they are going to go ahead and move through. Let's see what they can find. They've got Chuan out front. He's going to want to... Oh, XBG. Unfortunate for you, brother. Brought down with no muss or fuss. Chuan ate a fissure, but he doesn't care. He's tanky. And I don't even know what they can do. Like, they had 4 heroes there and couldn't prevent 1 death. There's going to be the Yules under the tide. Ice Path, Macro Pyre going to go down at the same time. Jeez. Got the Ravage off, but it was basically an angry Ravage. We're going to see Chuan, or Chizbug, excuse me, caught by the EMP. Ferrari didn't get snagged by it. But the Tide spins Ravage and gets nothing for it. And they're just going to keep pushing here. They've got that mech up on Necro.
Yep. I mean, Dreamy is trying to split push, but Necro actually just TP's top. He didn't have much mana because he got it bursted down by the EMP earlier. So he just wants to farm for the time being. Luo is placing some wards. Aggressive wards at that. And, yeah, also Luo's done, or not Luo, but Ferrari's done a really good job about being conscious of the tornado with his Flame Guard active. Like, I don't think he's canceled it except maybe once this game.
There's another one tossed as Chuan. Little out of position that time, big guy. And ends up biffing it. And they're still just keeping this up, though. They've got the... I mean, basically, Luo's just warding this down more than half its health with nothing but Liquid Fire. Watch, he's going to do it again. Just backs up. Ferrari runs the interference. Clears some creeps. We're going to have a Cold Snap and a follow-up from the Jakiro. And that, you know, that's actually disgusting. Macro Pyre, Ice Path, with the Yules on the Jakiro, and then you just have Alina there to Laguna the target. Like, it's almost a guaranteed kill every time Laguna Blade's off cooldown. Almost every time.
Yeah, it's nice too because like Lina benefits very much from a Yules as well, because it can set up her Light Strike away as on top of the Ice Path, so you can effectively really chain some stuns and some magic damage together with just those 2 heroes. If so long that you get a Yules on one of them.
And IG's not done. They're just going to keep on working their way from lane to lane. And there you go. Start it all over again. God, that hero is so strong. Just look at this tower melt for free.
Yep. Pretty good hero. Earn is up for Chizbug. And yeah, I think that IG's in a pretty much similar situation as last game. No Lycan for extra added bonus push, but I don't think they need it.
No. Tide's going to have Ravage in 8 seconds. If there's going to be any chance to turn it around, has to start now. June, caught from behind, need a Cold Snap, Tornado EMP as well, so he's not going to have any mana for mech or anything else. And that might make them back, maybe. Yeah, he's got Arc Boots up on Chizbug. And Chuan actually went Tranks. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and back off. Save their tower.
They can go Roshan soon if they want to. I think if Luo wants to if you can afford it, I think Necro Book would be really good this game. Like burning the mana of the Tide is very effective. It's also effective against the Earthshaker, and just helping the push to get over the hump of the high ground. We'll see what he does. Blink is also very good in conjunction with the Yules.
IG try to fake back, but ward right there. So they should be aware that it's coming, and they immediately vacated that tier 2 top. They're going to catch Black Z mid perhaps, though. Yep, he's dead. And there's the Fire Blast. Follow up, Light Strike Array. Oh, wow, they actually mistimed it a little bit. But nonetheless, they have plenty of damage. Down at bottom, we're actually going to see Luo caught out. And this will be a nice little kill for them. One of many more they're going to need. Actually took them a lot more than you would think it would. But now they're going to be engaged upon. And Tornado just went on cooldown because he used it to try to secure the kill, I guess. Missed on the... No, he actually didn't. He tried to slide a fist. Now he's got Cold Snap behind. Back in the front. We can see CTY is going to Ghost Walk away. Chizzbug could end up dead to Dreamy U here. Does catch him with a Light Strike Array before anything else. But Chuan... there's June. He mechs through. Dreamy U is going to have to end up running. In the meantime, Ferrari just burning down CTY. He biffs it, and that's a triple kill for Ferrari. They end up giving up 2, but it's the Jakiro and the Lina. And don't think Ferrari's going to mind going for the push now. He's getting close to a Battle Fury. Has his Perseverance already and 1,200 gold on top of it. Hell, he might have more on the Courier. No, never mind. He's got his Battle Fury done. He had both pieces of it left that are done on the Courier, so... Battle Fury, Phase, Drums, Bottle, and poor man's up. Sub 18 minutes.
It's fantastic timing for him. Normally this comes around like 24 from what I've seen when Ember Spear's getting picked up. And if you saw right there, the speed of your Remnant, your Fire Remnant, is based off of your movement speed as well, at least in close ranges. And he popped his drums, and when he cast that triple Remnant, that was so fast. Like, he moved to him so much faster. And it actually ended up paying off, and he got 2 easier kills out of it, and I don't think he gets both of them if he didn't pop the drums. So nicely played by Ferrari. He's coming up top, but his Flame Guard's actually fading in just a second, although Dreamy U is really low. Okay.
If he was worn out by the Jakiro, there's a Ghost Walk from CTY. But yeah, Dreamy U was kind of going back and forth with the Jakiro, and he got caught with the full Yules combo, and if it wasn't for Shadow Dance, he would have been dead for sure. And there's going to be another set of Searing Chains on the CTY. No follow-up, though. He's actually going to be earned up. Tier 2 should be taken here and there. Oh, very quick Remnant. That was so fast from Ferrari.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
Looks like they want to fight. They've got a Ravage up. There's going to be a Tornado EMP. Ferrari does make it back. Fire Blast on the Dreamy U. Lu up front. He's going to catch him with the Yules combination. He does not have Shadow Dance for a few seconds. They almost got him. Almost killed him there. June now leading the charge, along with Ferrari. They may just run at tier 3 here. They have the option.
Yeah, should have cast the Laguna Blade or the Necro ulti. Would have been for sure a kill. It's unfortunate too, as you mentioned in mid, how he missed the. And that Tide was going nowhere. And it was definitely for sure kill, and that would have been a 30. It was like a 32-second respawn timer, so to 62 seconds.
They're going to go ahead and rotate to bottom, try to catch the Slark going back out to farm. And Yules is ready. Slark does have Shadow Dance up, though. And able to Dark Pack it, actually. Timing a little bit off, so he Dark Packs out of the Yules. And comes back down to Earth and will be able to stay safe at least while his team reacts. And they could be in a fight here. One out from each. It's Ferrari missing for IG. And the Tide Hunter not present for DK. They're going to get way spread out here. Let's see if we can keep an eye on everything. Here we go. Ferrari's actually spotted. He tried to come in the back. He's so dead. Wow. There's going to be a Yules under the Sky Wrath. They're going to try to make it a 1-for-1. Nice Tornado actually buys him some time. Laguna Blade and the Dragon Slave. There's going to be a Reaper Scythe that gets the kill. Now, big Macro Pyre. June, though, able to mech himself and his team back up. And the route is on once again. Black Z can't head south because of the ice path. There's a fissure. Rock and Ice crossing. And doesn't matter. Another Light Strike Array from Chizzbug. Makes it a 3-for-1. They lose Ferrari, which is a big deal. And I want to see how much. Yeah, 617 bonus gold. Or 617 gold for killing off Ferrari, who was 7-1 at the time. And CTY is living on the edge here. came up and was almost fire blasted, but Force Staff got him back to safety. But that's the last outer tier tower remaining for DK now, and they are down to their final gasps.
Yeah, in addition to towers, they're also heavily leading the CS. Like normally in push lineups, you'll see them just have like very, very low CS. They'll push tons of towers, have, oh, hold that thought. Boker could be dead.
He actually got Cold Snap at the high ground too. Fissure's there, but he's going to end up burning down. Ogre managed to finish him off with the Ignite. And I don't know what DK can do. Like, the map is completely out of hand for them. They can't come out of their base. Every time they come out of their base at all now, they're just going to be at threat to lose 2 or 3. Roshan is basically free for IG as soon as they want it.
Yep. I don't know. There's just not anything they can do. They can't fight this. They have no Blink on the Tide again because he's gone from mech. Which, this time I think Blink is okay because I think they have pretty good damage to follow up. Quaswex Invoker is not too bad to follow up so long as you don't screw up the initiation of like an Earthshaker. Like say you Ravage, Earthshaker walks and gets ready to Echo Slam, and right when he goes for it, they all get thrown up in the air. That's the you gotta make sure they don't do that.
Ferrari solo kills the Skywrath. Easy peasy. Had himself an invis and got a kill because of it. Down in bottom, Dreamy U still trying to farm, still trying to get something going for himself. He has made his way into number 3 position in overall net worth, so he's not horrendously far behind, but he's going to end up dead again if he's not really careful. You can see he's down to half health. Shadow Dance will be able to get him to safety, though. And they may try to loop around on him. With the Jakiro and the Lina, they can possibly kill him. It's going to be very careful. And he's going to go hide and just wait it out, I suppose.
He knows they're down here. So they blink in because they just put a ward down here where he's walking by him right now. And the ward was actually countered by the lane creeps. So, unfortunate there for IG. But at least they should know that there's sentries here. And we'll probably sentry it and maybe get both those wards.
Both teams spreading out a bit. IG happy to go on into the Roche pit. Ferrari gets a buff of the old Bloodlust. He has been putting more points into it than Ignite. I like that decision given how far ahead they are. And yeah, Roche should drop relatively quickly, and not much of a way that DK can try to fight it out.
Yep. BKB also on the Necrophos, so ways of killing him are like the silence into some kind of stuns and ravage, but if he's quick with his BKB, there's actually nothing that they can do to stop him because the only right click, again, is coming out from the Slark. But his right click is pretty poopy at this stage of the game, so Ember Spirit, he's got the Aegis, actually Veil up onto Luo on top of the Blink, so I really like his item build so far.
There's a smoke out of DK. They're going to try to get the flank on. All right, here you go, guys. Ravage served up. They'll get at least 3. Or they'll wait. Oh, no, he doesn't have Blink. Still doesn't have Blink. Never mind that. There's the Ravage. And Cold Snap, basically, the only one was caught out there. It's a 1-for-1. Very weird fight on both sides. IG can't seem to get eyes on anyone. Black Z's finally going to be caught by Luo. Ferrari was able to clean up another behind. That was the Skywrath, and now Black Z makes it 3. Triple kill for him, and GG called. And I don't think there's any surprise there, as this finishes roughly the same gap. Almost 20,000 gold and 15,000 experience. So just like that, DK sees their hope for D2L playoff play vanish in front of their eyes, while Invictus Gaming improves their record. And even though they have 1 match left, if they can, especially if they can win their last match, they're going to go in at a decent seed, one way or the other. Pretty sure they're more or less locked in, at least in bottom seed. And I believe you're muted.
You got it. You got it. You knew.
Go for it, homie.
I was going to say that I think anyone watching this game in particular is going to start banning out this Jakiro from IG. I think it's really, really good for them. It fits their playstyle nicely. It seems to be working. Luo plays it very well. They also have June who can play it. I've seen a number of times who plays it effectively too. So banning out the Jakiro, banning out the... what was the hero that Ferrari played first? The Lycan. I think these heroes are ones that favor them well and just very active heroes, and just fighting early, I think, seems to be the better choice rather than taking it late for IG.
Alrighty. And I'm kind of shocked, like, how quickly those 2 games went. Like, I just got to look at the clock to see what time it actually is. It is just 20 after 6 Pacific time. That means it took an hour and 20 minutes to play 2 games. Like, to tell you the truth, the trend in the East has been an hour and 20 minutes for 1 game at a minimum.
I know it.
Much more. So, IG, once again, not just putting themselves in a much better position, but all but knocking DK out of playoff contention. In fact, I'm pretty sure mathematically that does eliminate them. I have to double check, but that was DK's last match. So they're going to finish with 2 wins and not a single bit more. And IG improves their record to 3 wins with 1 left. And, you know, honestly, if you go and look at our standings, you can find those at d2l.gg. 3 and 4 wins is pretty damn good unless your team name is CDEC or LV. Speaking of CDEC and LV, it's going to be CDEC taking on Lie Gaming next. Lie Gaming also in the playoff race, so it matters for them. But I'll tell you what matters a lot more is the fact that CDEC, with a win over Lie Gaming, clinches a spot in Vegas. If they win, they're 100% qualified. No doubt about it. What you have to see LV hoping for, if you're an LV fan or you're an LV player, what you want to see happen is CDEC has to drop the series 0-2, and then you have to win. You have to win your series, and they'll be coming up, taking on IG, who, yeah, actually that is pretty funny. If right now, if LV is watching this, they're not happy this is the IG squad that showed up. They would have rather had the one that lost last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's hard to believe. We're winding down the eastern side, and for those who are unfamiliar with our rules and policies, the group stage, the number 1 team after the group stage goes directly to Vegas. They don't have to go through any playoff structure at all. Then we take our 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th teams and put them into a bubble race playoff. And the way that functions is number 5 plays against number 4. Then the winner of that advances to play number 3. Then the winner of that advances to play number 2. And it's all best of 3. And that'll be kicking off. Well, it's scheduled tentatively for the next week or 2, but we may end up having to move it. But either way, that's what I'm talking about whenever I say LV and CDEC. One of those teams is direct qualified to Vegas. The other is guaranteed to be our number 1 seed. And, yeah, I mean, Lie Gaming is kind of a deceptive test, I think, Trout, for CDEC. The fact that we have seen Lie look really good at times, but at times they've looked kind of bad, too.
Yeah, they've really favored this, what was it, the Tiny Wisp. They picked it up right off the bat, very early, 2 games in a row. And it didn't work 1 game, but even the game that didn't work, it was so strong.
Yep.
So I actually expect them to do that again. Like, especially in games that really, really matter. Just do what works, do what you're comfortable with.
Well, we'll find out. It's going to be about an hour and 40 minutes from now. That's 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our second best of 3 tonight will be kicking off. Again, that's CDEC with a shot to go directly to Vegas on the line if they can just get a W. And then LV will be taking on this very good-looking IG squad that just flat out destroyed, dismantled this DK team, who honestly throughout the season has shown signs of improvement. DK basically done in the D2L. 1 team going to be the number 1 seed, 1 team going straight to Vegas, and IG just hoping they can finish up very nice in their record as well. A lot on the line for everyone involved. We hope to have you back. Hit follow here on twitch.tv. That way you don't miss any of the action tonight, but also none of the action looking